Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Realreflctionspodcast. Of course, I'm your host, Brittany K. So happy to see you guys. This is our third episode of this podcast. This podcast is my baby, and I know I'm just starting out, but I know that it's only gonna get better from here. I am so excited for anybody who is still rocking and rolling with me, being patient with me, and just providing feedback. But yeah, I missed you guys. But let's get into the show. Y'all like my drink? Okay. So of course you guys know we like to start the show off with the hot topics. So today I'm just gonna keep it real brief. I only have one hot topic today. Y'all see, I got this bang in my eye, so I'm studying flickering. And I did my own hair. Y'all see me with my work blouse on too. I work in the office, so I decided to record this today after coming from the office. But I mean, at the end of the day, y'all get the memo. Nice little work blouse, Louis Fanny. Me on the hair. No, I'm not taking any appointments. No, I'm not taking any appointments, but yeah. So, today our hot topic is, I'm not sure if you guys heard the story. Probably happened like a month ago with the father that had his daughter with him, and they both were killed at the car wash. Such a tragic situation. But justice has been served. I have seen that they were able to capture the guys who did it. But even though justice has been served, that still doesn't fill a void for all of the pain that the mother and the family or whatever has to endure during these times. But the topic that I want to get into is social media being upset about the mother and how she was going through her grieving process. And I just wanted to get you guys' opinion on it, and I'm also going to shed a little light and share my opinion. I honestly feel like when it comes to social media and people minding their business, it doesn't seem like a lot of people know how to mind their business until they're in the same situation and they want other people to mind their business. I honestly don't feel like there is a right or wrong way to grieve, because oftentimes we're on the outside looking in, so we don't really know, like what she's going through, what she's feeling, or whatever the case may be. I feel like when you're going through times like that, you need to surround yourself with people that's going to uplift you and people that's going to, put your mind at ease, because it's never going to be a time where your mind is fully taken off of a situation like that, because that's something tragic. You know what I'm saying? I feel like also, like, it's much easier to mind your business than it is to engage and try to tell other people like what you'll do and how you will go about something. It's so easy for you to sit and say what you'll do and how you will go about something, how you will do things, if you're not the one actually going through it during that time. So what you guys think about that? I really think that it's sad. It's a really, really tragic situation. And as a mother of two kids, I would never fathom or be able to, send any type of words to express how she feels as a person and a mother who lost her child, and not even only her child's father. At the same time, she took on a big task. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to know what you guys' insight is, or how you guys feel about that. Like, do you guys feel like the way that she went about it was a little bit questionable, or are you guys on the same page as me? Do you guys feel like people just need to mind their business? You know what I'm saying? And I also feel like with social media, we only get a glimpse of people's lives. You know what I'm saying? We're not in her house with her when she's getting ready to go to sleep, even if she can get some sleep, because who's to say that she's able to get some sleep? Like, we're not with her as she's going through the motions of having to make arrangements. I just feel like allow people to do things the way that they want to do it and the way that they want to go about it, because during this time, life is hard as it is anyways. Like, the best business is mine and yours. And of course, before we proceed, I don't have a guest today, too. I just wanted to share some light on that. I don't have a guest, but I see that everyone did love my previous episode when I did have a guest. And I actually honestly liked having a guest on the show. I just like to see like how my personality clashes and mashes with another person's personality. And I just like the fact that we're able to sit and have conversations. You know, I don't want to make it seem like I'm just interviewing somebody, hounding them down or whatever. I just like the atmosphere of when two mindsets collide and just see like what we come up with and things like that. But I do want to let you guys know, the next episode that you guys see, I will have a guest on this episode, and I think that episode is going to be really cool, really informative, and I just think that it's going to bring the vibes. But of course, you guys know, before we get into any type of main topic or anything like that, I always love to do the drink of the day, which is this beauty. This is a mocktail. So I'm actually not drinking any like liquor or any hard liquor, any wine or anything right now because I'm fasting from drinking. That's what I decided to fast from. But I use my Bartesian cocktail maker to actually make this. So the cocktail maker does make more than just alcoholic beverages. You can use the pods to make mocktails and things like that. So if you don't have one, like I said, I recommend you guys to get one. The capsule that I used for this was passion fruit margarita. I did garnish it with a strawberry, and I have the Bartesian berry sugar rim thingy thingy or whatever the case may be. So that's what I used. I salted the rim with that, garnished it with a strawberry. I do have blueberries in here. They sunk, they floating all around. I put grenadine in, and then I also added a passion fruit juice, and just to give like a little buzz to it, I added Sprite. So cheers. It's so good too, guys. And I got my little cup from Shein, because all of the expensive cute cups that you guys like, get it from Shein. And I think I only paid $5 for this cup, and I feel like it's a good content cup. I feel like you can do a lot of different things with this cup. So yeah, that concludes our drink of the day. It's so good, y'all. I won't even lie. But to get into today's topic, I wanted to touch on something that I feel like a lot of us go through, or, you know, if we're not going through it, we know someone that's going through it, but I don't feel like it's talked about enough. But I do feel like it affects our generation a lot these days. So this is something I wanted to get into. Today we're going to reflect on parent hurt or whatever. And the reason why I wanted to reflect on parent hurt is because I feel like oftentimes parents could be your first bully, your first heartbreak, you know, could also be your first best friend, anything. But I also do feel like being a woman, having a daughter, and also just you know, associating like with other women or whatever, they can kind of mirror this situation and honestly say that they have either went through the same thing or, you know, had similar situations. I do feel like parent hurt is one of the biggest things that affects the community. I'm not necessarily just gonna say the Black community. I feel like it kind of affects all communities, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like it's a tough topic, especially depending on like how you were raised or how things are within your household, or, you know, how things were structured. But I do feel like it's something that needs to be talked about, because parenting doesn't just stem from buying your kids clothes, sending them to school, making sure that your lights is on, making sure that your bills is paid. Parenting also goes to being a companion for your kids and being able to come talk to your kids about anything. I honestly, me being a parent, I want my kids to, when they want to talk about anything, I want my kids to also know the first person that comes to mind whenever they want to talk about anything, I want it to be me. I don't never want my kid to feel like they have to go seek validation, seek comfort, seek advice from anyone. I always want to be the first person that my child reaches out to, because I feel like it's nobody in this world better than your parent. You know what I'm saying? You come from your parent. Some people crave relationships with their parents. Daughters, a lot of daughters, I have a daughter, and that's my best friend. Like, and she will tell anybody, like, my mom is my best friend, because I want my daughter to know that no matter what, like, even when all the odds are stacked against you, if you feel like you don't have nobody, I'm always going to be the one that you can come to. Like, you don't have to go to nobody else. And I love to look at my daughter and I just smile, because just seeing like how her brain works and seeing the way that she goes about things and the way that she operates and maneuvers, it just makes me smile, because it's like I see myself, but I also just love seeing how she's her own person. You know what I'm saying? And it just makes me smile to know, like, I really did a good job and I'm doing a good job. And I always want her to be better than me. I feel like oftentimes a lot of girls, women, go through mommy hurt. A lot of women that I know have a lot of mom hurt, because oftentimes it's not your mom being, your best friend. It's your mom being your first bully. It's your mom being your first heartbreak. I've came across women who feel like their mom feels like every single thing that they do is wrong. And then I also came across women that every single thing that they do, their mom wants to try to get creditability off what it is they're doing, or instead of allowing their child to live in their moment, they make the moment theirs. And I oftentimes feels like that's something that takes effect, because maybe you teaching your mom something, or maybe your mom wasn't able to live out these certain things, so instead what they're trying to do, they're trying to live through you. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're trying to do whatever it is that you're doing, not even knowing, like, in this moment, I don't want you to try to do the same thing I'm doing. I want you to pat me on my back, and I want you to tell me that I'm doing good. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want you to congratulate me. Like, I don't want you to come back to me and tell me that you should have been doing the same thing that I'm doing, or you thought about doing it too, which, what I'm saying, it's nothing wrong with that. It's all about, it's not never what you say, it's more so about how you say it. You know what I'm saying? Because it hurts. Like, I never want to be the person that projects my heartbreak and the things that I've went through and put it on my daughter. You know what I'm saying? Like, I always want to build the type of relationship with my daughter that I always, wish that I had. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that I don't have a relationship or anything with my mom, but of course, the thing is you always want to be the same if you have like a great relationship with your parent, or you want to be better. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like sometimes a lot of women may not even know, it's competition. And I will never understand, like, as a parent, how you can look at your kid and want to compete with anything that your kid is doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just think that's crazy. I feel like as a parent, it's time to, I don't want to do the same thing you're doing. I want to cheer you on, and I also want to be on the side of you whenever you need me. I'm your main point of contact. You don't never have to go to nobody. You should never have to seek validation, anything from no one. Like, it's always going to be me and you, me and you over anyone. And I feel like same thing with guys. Guys go through a lot of things because maybe they didn't have their father around, so maybe they never had no one in their life to teach them how to be a good father. So maybe it just stemmed off and rubbed off to them, and that's probably why a lot of men aren't good fathers. But in my opinion, I feel like if you're not a good father, your father not being there should make you want to be a better person. I feel like everything that you lack in life that you wish somebody would have done or gave to you, it shouldn't make you want to pick up the same habits that they had. Instead, I think it should fuel you to want to do better. You know what I'm saying? And set the example of what it is you should have had or what it is you could have had in order to be a better person than the person that hurt you. You never want to become the person that hurt you. You always want to be better than the person that hurt you. And oftentimes I can understand that hurt people. You know what I'm saying? But that's why I feel like in the Black community especially, I think that therapy is so important, because a lot of things that we go through, you know what I'm saying, we're not going through it because we're just going through it. I feel like we're going through it because it stemmed from somewhere. Maybe you just need somebody else to talk to. You know, it's not bad to have a therapist. I went to therapy before, actually, and I had a Black therapist. I found my therapist through BetterHelp, and before I selected the therapist that I had, I did go through a couple different therapists. I mean, it started off okay, but I feel like I was doing my therapist job, and I don't feel like my therapist was doing the job for me. But I feel like in that case, maybe my therapist probably was going through a similar situation or whatever that I was going through, and maybe she could just relate to what it was that I was going through, and instead of her coaching and teaching me how to go through my journey, she was more so saying like, oh, you should be a therapist one day, or oh, you know things and stuff like that. Well, maybe she was just giving me advice, but in that moment I didn't need advice. I needed somebody to assist me. I didn't want a suggestion on I should be a therapist. Like, you're supposed to be listening to my problems. You ain't supposed to be telling me that is so good that I should be a therapist too. And y'all, I promise y'all, I'm gonna get my nails done, because I've been on here with these hands and it's just been a fool. But I mean, hey, I've been doing what it is I gotta do. And to piggyback back on the topic, I feel like parents really need to like get in tune with their kids, because at the end of the day, even though, you know what I'm saying, you're the parent, it's not hard for a person to cut off like somebody that hurt them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I never want to get to the point where I feel like my kids don't never want to talk to me again because I hurt them in some type of way. And parenting don't just stop when your kids is 18 or when your kids is 21. I feel like as a parent, I'm always going to be a parent forever. I don't care if I'm 80 years old and my kid is 60. You can always call on mama. Like, you can always come home. I'm always going to be there for my kids. Like, I feel like it's so important to be there for your kids and to build a relationship for your kids, because at the end of the day, you're all you got. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I strip everything away from myself, I don't have nothing. I have my kids. And I just want them to know that, because I would love to just be able to, you know, pick up the phone and call my mom and be like, hey, you know, come over, come do this, or hey, come on, I don't have nobody to go with me here. Do you want to come with me here? Or, you know, like just things that girls and women do with their parents. You know, like, hey, I'm feeling kind of down. You want to go to the bar or whatever, like, you know, or hey, swing by here. I'm cooking dinner today. Do you want to just come over and just chill with me and the kids? You know, I just feel like those are memories and things that you create and things that you will remember, because as I said before, parents could be your first bully, because there's a lot of parents that put their kids down, say certain things to their kids, and don't even know that it's like affecting their kids' mental and their kids' self-esteem. Sometimes, parents could be a kid's first heartbreak. They done things that hurt their feelings, made promises that they couldn't uphold, wasn't there when they needed them the most. You know what I'm saying? So now they don't have a good relationship because of that. Sometimes parents can be a person's best friend. Like I've came across a lot of people, and I just love that no matter what, they have like a very, very good relationship with their parents. They can call their parents for anything. Like, I'm going to do this with my mama. Like, hold on, wait a minute. Before I do this, let me call my mama. Or before I do this, let me call my daddy, or whatever the case may be. But they have built like a strong foundation with their parents. And I just love that. Like I want to know, like, what are you guys' opinion on that? Like, how do you feel about it? Like, are you a victim of parent hurt, or is your parent your best friend? If your parent is your best friend, no matter if it's your mom or your dad, how did that benefit your life? If your mom and dad is not your best friend, how did that affect your life? Like, I just want to know, like, how do people feel that have their parents there and that they know that they can call on their parents for any and every single thing? How does that make you feel? And for those of you, who don't have your parents there, how does that make you feel? But another thing that I dislike is when people feel like just because you are a person that has your parents and you have your parents that do any and everything for you and your kids, if you have kids, like if you stay with your parents, just because you have the help of a parent, that does not make you any less than a person. You know what I'm saying? Because that's a parent's job, no matter what, to be there for your kids. I mean, shit, like if my daughter get older and she want to come back home, or even my son, it's always going to be room for you to come back home. If you feel like life has been hard and you just want to take a break, come back home. I'm never going to force my kids to feel like you got to get out here and struggle, because that's what I struggle for. You know what I'm saying? I created a life to be able to make it easy for you, and I also feel like one person's struggle is not like one struggle is not better than another struggle. It's still a struggle. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody that had to get it out the mud. Okay, I get it. We all done had times where we had to get it out the mud, but it's fucked up that we had to get it out the mud. We should be thankful and happy to be able to see somebody who has some people and parents in their life that made sure that they didn't have to get it out the mud. So that's where I feel like conversation should come in, where you talking to your parents and it's like, like what happened? What went wrong, or what was it that stopped you from being able to create this certain type of life or whatever, where it wouldn't be hard on me? I feel like tough conversations need to be had, but then it's fucked up when you can't even have a tough conversation with your parents, or because you just may not have that relationship. But I mean, hey, I just want to know, how you guys feel about that, how it affects you, and whatever, because I feel like me, it just makes me want to be a better parent to my kids. Like, I want to make sure that wherever I feel like I'm lacking, wherever I feel like someone lacked with me, that I'm able to pick up the slack and just create a better life and a better foundation for my kids. Because even if it's not glitz and glam, right? Even if it's not all the materialistic things, because kids don't remember all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Kids remember the conversations that you had. Kids remember all of the core memories and, just family time. You know what I'm saying? I bet you can't, the older we get, we can't remember all them toys that we got, but I bet you we can remember those memorable conversations, the time that we had together, movie nights, and, like things like that. I feel like that type of stuff is really, really important. Like, even if we don't have time, I just feel like we always have to make time, because life is hard for us, but I mean, kids be stressed out too. You know what I'm saying? We all have a mind. We all go through things, and I just feel like parent hurt is just like one of those type of things that affects people's lives a lot. Some people talk about it, some people don't. And I just feel like, especially the older kids, you know what I'm saying? I feel like when you're an older child everything is placed a lot of things are placed on you. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes people don't even know what it's like to have a childhood when you're the oldest child, depending on how your household was structured, how you were raised, how many kids your mama had, and things like that. So I feel like when certain people get older, it makes them rebel against their parents, and I'm not saying that that's a good thing, but I just feel like as a parent, sometimes we got to stop ourselves in our tracks and figure out where we were wrong at, because I feel like at the end of the day, we owe it to our kids. Our kids don't owe it to us. So yeah, that's our main topic of the day. We're really reflecting on parent hurt. And I also feel like parent hurt could fuel you to just want to just shoot for the stars. You know what I'm saying? And just prove it. Like, even if nobody else felt like you were good enough or put you in position, it just fuels you to want to put yourself in position and break generational curses that you feel like can't be broken. Because at the end of the day, impossible, if you break it down, it's really impossible. So I feel like we're really able to sit and do all things. Like, we really can do whatever we put our mind to. Like, it is limitless. There's no limit on nothing unless you put a limit on something. So yeah, the next part of the show, of course you guys know this is where we play a game, and it's called Catch Up. This is where I pull a card. I have to answer the question. If it's something I don't want to answer, I'm going to put the card to the side, and then I'm going to pull a different card. But if any card I pick, if you guys want to answer the question to be featured on the show, you also can be anonymous. You're more than welcome to send an email at letsreflect@proton.me. You can call and leave a voicemail at 630-796-8636. You also can DM us on Instagram at Let's Reflect Podcast 1. So let's see what we got here. Let's catch up. I missed you guys. Seriously. Okay. Let's see what I have here. Okay. So this is really getting all up in my business, right? So the question is, at what age did you lose your virginity? Was it how you imagined it to be? I think I was like around 17, 16 maybe. I think I was actually 16. And no, it was not how I imagined it to be. Because don't get me wrong, like, my friends been getting it, like, since a young age. Like, they've been at it. They've been getting to it. I'm sorry to put y'all business out. I'm not going to say no names. So the way that they made it seem, I'm just like, dang, like, it's really all that. Like, it really got y'all acting like that. But I was never too anxious to really see what was really to it. But, I mean, once it finally happened, it was not what all I thought it was. But, I mean, hey, to each his own. So, if you guys want to, you can answer this question. You can comment on, like, whatever it is that I said. But I really love to, like, hear the feedback, hear what you guys got to say about that. Like, was it what you imagined it to be? You really don't have to say your age if you don't want to, and if you feel like it's too personal. Is there anything you learned from that experience? Like, do you feel like it was overhyped? Because sometimes I feel like things be overhyped. You know what I'm saying? It was not all what they had it cracked out to be. Like, it wasn't all of that. You know what I'm saying? And the next segment of the show, I don't have a guest, right? Or should I say the next game I want to play? I don't have a guess, but I'm still going to play it with you guys. And I want you guys to let me know if you can guess this song. So I'm not going to hum too much of it. I'm going to hum just enough to see if you guys know what this song is. So, of course, you can comment on the video. You can also send the email, give a call, however it is, whatever it is that you want to do, so that way you can be featured on the show. Okay, so the song that I'm gonna sing is Now, you guys should be able to answer the question and guess the song that I'm singing, but only if your mama used to sit and play this song. You know what I'm saying? Or even if you into the old school vibes and the old school music yourself, you probably will be able to guess the song. If not, good luck. So this episode is not really long, you guys, but I just always like to stop by, have a conversation with you guys, chit chat. I know that nothing is gonna be perfect. Nothing is perfect, but I'm just really excited to see how the show is going. I think 24 subscribers, and I always try to mirror the situation like, dang, if you put me in a room by myself with 24 people, that's a lot of people. And then I see on some of the videos I'm getting 55 views, 70 views. One of the reels I posted has a lot of views. But if you see me by myself in a room with 70 people for my podcast to only be up for a month, I'm like, that's a lot of people. I just feel like this podcast is different than a lot of podcasts because this is just me reflecting on a lot of things, and I'm sure that there's people out here that's going through the same things, or they can honestly just, relate to where I'm at. I just want to cater to the audience that caters to me. You know what I'm saying? This may not be for everybody, but it may be for somebody. So I'm not going to stop. I'm going to make sure that I keep going. And the last and final part of the show is called Let's Reflect. In this segment, this is where we share something positive, like an affirmation or a quote. And I will honestly say, this week, I just want to reflect on keep going. You know what I'm saying? I just want you to know, no matter what it is you go through, don't limit yourself. Don't label yourself based off the challenges that you had in life. Anything is possible. Don't allow yourself to feel like the city that you're in or wherever it is that you came from, it makes you. Where you from don't make you. You make you. You know what I'm saying? The choices that you make you. The direction that you want to go in makes you. You know what I'm saying? Turn the hurt into fuel to put yourself out there. Do whatever it is that you want to do to be successful. Don't allow nobody else to write your story for you. You know what I'm saying? Write your own story. You know what I'm saying? Everybody that we sit and watch, it's not because luck. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people got there because they put the work in to get there. You know what I'm saying? Just like me with my podcast. I'm just starting out, but who's to say where I will be 2 years from now? Keep going. Don't never give up. Start whatever it is that you want to do today. Put yourself in rooms with people that want to see you do good. And also know when to wait your turn. Sometimes you can't share big dreams with small-minded people. Sometimes God puts you in isolation and tells you to be quiet because whatever he has brewing on the inside of you, maybe it's just not meant for you to share, during that time. Sometimes oversharing stunts growth too. You know what I'm saying? You got to know when to speak on it and when to let people know what it is that you're doing. And you also got to know when to be quiet and just allow the seed that you planted to grow. You know what I'm saying? Let it flourish. But I honestly want to say that the quote that I have and the saying that I have is just keep going and don't give up. I normally like to add in the show a black business or any type of business because I don't discriminate. It's free promotion, you guys. Everybody likes a little bit of free promotion. So if you ever want to be featured, you know what I'm saying, whatever business it is, food services, whatever services it is that you have, if you have any type of digital flyer, you can always email me at proton.me and send a flyer if you have it. If you don't have a flyer, send me the name of your business. Tell me a little something that you want to say because you never know who watching. You know what I'm saying? Somebody's watching. Someone can utilize any service it is that you guys have, so I'm always open to that. But I am going to close out. I hope you guys enjoy chit-chatting with me. I cannot believe this is my 3rd episode. It takes a lot of courage to sit in my sit in my house on my couch, fresh off of work, still got my work shirt on, and just share things that's on my mind with you guys instead of keeping it all bottled up. But I mean, I enjoy it. This is something that I love to do. And I hope you guys keep, chiming in and checking in with me. I feel like this is going to be something great. I feel like we're going to start something new. Hopefully, I, could change someone's mindset, open someone's mind up. I like to teach and I also like to learn. But we're going to end this episode. But you guys can like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. YouTube channel is Real Reflections Podcast. If you're like me and you like to listen to something outside of music on your way to work, you can also follow on SoundCloud. SoundCloud is Real Reflections Podcast. Follow on Instagram at Real Reflections Podcast 1. And also email me. I'm open to any conversation that you want to have, any questions that you guys may have, any topics that you want to write on, or even if you just have something to share that you want to be featured on the show. I'm willing to keep things anonymous. You can also do that by reaching out to me at Real Reflections at PROTON.me. And thank you guys for tuning in with me once again. Bye.